flirty stuff and I ain't showing. We more like belly time in t-shirt. Gave you TLC, you wanna get that. Pour it out my whole heart to a piece of food. Man, I thought you were the Angeles. Liking pictures, not returning to. This is fine when I get the message. You still stuck at certain questions. Keep in contact with
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aloha, aloha. Welcome everybody to the open night comedy show here at King's Pizza. Welcome to all the new people. I appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate y'all coming. All the old people over here. Those are new people. Old people. No, it's not for y'all. We go. This is comedy night. This is freedom of speech, where freedom of speech is celebrated here. Right here in its purest form, in the form of stand-up comedy. You're gonna hear some very funny stuff. You might hear some offensive shit. Well, we don't know. We're gonna try. We don't know until we say it, and y'all laugh or y'all don't laugh. So this is where we all practice. We got a bunch of comedians on their way. We got special guest appearances coming up all night. Everything's gonna be recorded on YouTube, so you can check us out at PacoLocoHawaii.com. That's the camera right there. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, special guest host for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is in his fly-ass tracksuit. Here he is, Chuck Wow!
Yeah, man, I never went in here. Cool. How you guys doing tonight, man? Get this mask off, man. I'm trying to kidnap myself. How you guys doing tonight, man? Good. It's been a while since I've hosted, man. Kind of like a little thing I threw over in Pro City. Well, people who remember that show. Yeah. No, it was good. It was a good show. It was going to be a good show. I had everything lined up. I had 3 hours worth of comedy. Now, you know, the yellow cage, like 3 hours kind of breaks down to like maybe 2 hours. No, literally. It was 3 hours of comedy. I had to cut people's minutes. It was just going to be like a fucking, the way the place was set up, it was great. Okay, they had the, here's the door, you come out this way, right? And the stage is right in the middle, you stand on stage, hey, blah, 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 do jokes. And then you fucking go off the other way, so it's like a sushi fucking roll going on. You tell some jokes, yeah, some wasabi. Yeah, but, yeah, it didn't go as planned. I swear, all the comics were fucking there. All the comics in Hawaii. Some were from out of town. So much fucking comics over there, right? And like, I had a red carpet and everything. It was kind of fucked up, man. My first big show, right? So, the owner's like, yo, okay, I didn't say that. I had 3 meetings with the dude, you know what I'm saying? He fucking said it, okay? Right? Shit's not going right? And so, I don't know who came over me, man. Maybe I watched too much wrestling, but I guess by the end of the night, I started sounding like Macho Man Randy Savage. My voice was all fucking hoarse. Nobody would fucking do, I mean, you know, and I had all these comics out here, man. You know, and then we got guys trying to sneak in. You know what I'm saying? There's one guy, he's always the short guys. He always want to fucking fuck with the tall guys, man. I'm like, dude, he said, hey, Charles, don't be at that door before fucking 7, okay? Right? Okay, cool. I was fucking 6:59, 59, right there. I was there, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, oh, starting to collect some money. I'm like, cool, my first show, it's not bad, right? And then you got some guy trying to sneak with his girlfriend. Wants to fight me after. Yeah. And then we got the doorman I hired, yeah? He's like, oh, the show's not going to go on. Okay, we're going to start giving everybody back their money. I'm like, oh, he's, hey, the dude's giving away the money. I'm like, what the fuck? And he left the box with the rest of the money right there. Oh, no, he just turned his back on it. Yeah. Some money's over there. I got some money in my hand. Anybody want some? He was a real jerk, man. But I forgave the guy because, you know, I'm a Christian. Anyway, I guess we're going to bring up our first comic here. Sorry, I'm going to get warmed up to this, man. It's like, you know, we haven't had relations for a while, so you got to warm up to it again. All right, so, yeah, okay, we're going to bring up the guy who's putting this thing together, man. Give it up for my friend, Paco Loco. Give it up for Paco Loco.
Told you, it might be funny, it might just be informational. That's Chuck Wow. Oh, it's good to be here. I like doing these comedy shows because I don't really got any too good friends, so nobody listens to me until like, it's the Jew generation. Like, it's hard to keep people attention nowadays. If you don't make a point within 15 seconds, they gone. Like, you know what I mean? I be putting out all these YouTubes. You make at least these fine documentaries of good research. You get like 2 views and shit. Like, yo, I done spent 5 hours editing, get 2 minutes and get 2 likes. That's fucked up. That's messed up, man. I'm bad, man. Like, you know what about me? Like, My name Paco Loco, right? I am just contradiction as all. Like, I used to think I was really crazy and Paco Loco until, like, you go around Chinatown and shit and you see real loco. Like, oh, no, like, this is, I am not loco no more. I'm just normal. That's Paco normal. Like, for instance, like, I saw this guy. It was right around when the Joker came out, too, so now I'm just like, oh, there's a whole lot of incels out here. Like, there's a whole, you know what incels are? Involuntary celibate. There's a lot of dudes that can't get pussy. They go crazy. They go crazy. So I'm seeing one of these dudes. He's in Walmart. Something obviously wrong with him because he's like trying to buy an iPhone with all the money he has, which is like $3.47 and like nickels and pennies and shit. Like, he just, I want an iPhone. And I'm like, dog, they ain't gonna give it to you, dog. He just started flipping out. I'm like, oh shit, where's Batman where you need him? Does everybody want to be the Joker until Batman show up? Batman just punches him in the face like, bah, sit down. Like, I be feeling like doing that sometimes when I see real crazy. I'm from Philadelphia. I know y'all look at me, and obviously y'all look at me in judgment like, he smokes a lot of weed. Yeah, I do. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I smoke a lot of weed. When you smoke a lot of weed, it's like the Matrix. Like, there's two different type of weeds. I'm just now discovering this. Y'all know about the two different kinds of weed? It's like the Matrix. You know the Matrix in the beginning? They give you the blue pill and the red pill. And the red pill, you gonna go and you gonna see everything. And the blue pill, I think keeps your dick hard for like 5 hours. I'm not sure. Like, there's a blue pill for that too. But no, like, you just stay asleep with the blue pill. And the different kinds of weed, they got this stuff called sativa, and they got the indica. Y'all know about this?
Yep.
The sativa, first let me tell you about the indica. The indica is obviously the blue pill. Because the indica, like, makes you just get tired. It makes you go in the couch. That's why they call it indica. So you sitting there, and you'll smoke the weed, and, like, you start realizing shit, but the weed good, so man, fuck that. I ain't doing nothing about that. Like, you just gonna play video games and eat. It makes you real lazy. But the sativa, sativa and YouTube, not a good mix, y'all. Not a good mix. They got this thing called the wormhole. So all of a sudden you're doing a little research and they got the autoplay. So it just starts going to the next one. Starts going to the next one. You start learning about international bankers. And then you start learning about the lizard people. And then it keeps going down. And now I think the earth is flat. I'm not sure. Like, it gets that deep. It gets that deep. I smoke a lot of weed, like, in this world, because a lot of the stuff they tell you that's real, like, facts and, like, this is what it is a lie. Y'all know about this? Like, you know what I just recently discovered is a lie that we thought was, like, concrete truth? You know what I thought? I thought our civil rights were concrete truth that cannot be broken. Well, fuck that up. Like, I used to think religion was real. Like, it's a lot of stuff that we told was not real is real. You know, like, for real, ghosts. Oh, y'all believe in ghosts? Anybody believe in the spirit world?
Absolutely.
I grew up in a haunted house. I grew up in a haunted motherfucking house in the ghetto. You know what I mean? So it was crazy because, like, growing up, you just be sitting there, then all of a sudden, you hear loud, shh, and then your breath comes out. Like, oh shit, it's real cold. Like, damn, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, my dad comes, possessed by the devil, like, like, oh shit. Like, then you start hearing, like, in the middle of the night, these moans, like, so that made me get real religious real quick. Like, all of us, we was quick with the Jesus. Like, oh, anytime we hear that, Jesus, please help us. You know what I mean? But later on, like, you start debunking stuff when you get older. Like, you start finding out the truth. And then it turns out that when you in the ghetto, you just hear shit in the ghetto. Like, for real, turns out that wind and the cold temperature, we was poor and the gas turned off. For real, like, winter was bad. Like, you, middle of winter, don't give a fuck. We be out there cold. Next thing you know, we in grandma's house. We thought the house was haunted, but no, we just got the gas turned off. I mean, my father being possessed, figured out he's just an alcoholic. Yeah, he liked to drink on the weekend, so he just coming. that moaning that we was hearing as a child all my life, turns out that was my neighbors fucking. Yeah, oh yeah, it's the walls are thin in the ghetto. Like, you really realize it when you go to other people's houses and you hear really weird shit like, help me, help me. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? Oh my God, like, I come here, I love Hawaii, like, cause it's people, I look local, like I know I look local, but I don't feel local because I'm from Philadelphia, that's the ghetto, so I really, really appreciate everything new that I see here. And I see a lot of new stuff all the time. You know what's one of the most beautiful things I've seen in Hawaii since I've been here? And I'm totally amazed. Y'all think it's the rainbows, maybe it's like the whales in the water. You know what amazes me? Bikinis, am I right, fellas? Like, oh, bikinis just out in public. Oh, this is amazing, because in Philadelphia, if a girl walks around in a bikini in Philadelphia, she's on crack. I mean, she's on bath salts or something. Like, yo, go get that girl. Like, why is she running around in February in Philly? It's like a foot of snow on the ground. She in a bikini. Like, no. But it's crazy because it's like these rules and the beach rules. It's totally different. And the beach, like, a guy could take off his top anytime he wants. He ain't gonna get no round of applause, no cheering. But if any of the ladies in his room ever wanted to show their breastises, you go, yeah! We are going to encourage it. We'll throw you jewelry, you get wedding proposals. Like, oh, guys go crazy when we see some breastises. For real. But you know what girls can show? But we gotta pretend we don't see it, they ass. Like, they can walk around in thong bikinis all day, every day, and guys gotta pretend like we don't see it. That's what's funny. Like, we gonna see her ass all over. Oh God, like, because it's the ladies, if y'all was to know what goes through guys' heads when y'all wear a bikini, if y'all was to know, y'all would never wear a bikini in front of us. Because all of us, race, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, they don't care. Like, we all gonna stare like, oh my God. And then we look at each other and like, yo, did you see that? And like, yeah, like, yeah. And then we celebrate. Like, y'all don't see this. Guys, we do this all the time. Like, for real. But guys, once again, beach rules. Don't pull your ass out in public. Don't show your penis in public, because you going to jail. That is against the law. Like, for real. Like, it's bad. One of the things about Hawaii, too, that I learned is that the most beautiful things in Hawaii, the most dangerous things in Hawaii. They will kill you in Hawaii. Like, one of the most beautiful things in Hawaii, you could Google this, top beautiful thing in Hawaii, Stairway to Heaven. You know about Stairway to Heaven? Stairway to Heaven, I got 10 minutes though. Stairway to Heaven is like this ridge that goes straight up into heaven. Like, on that ride, that little trail has killed more people in Hawaii than anything else in Hawaii. Like, there's a good chance you're gonna take a wrong step and meet Jesus on the Stairway to Heaven. Like, totally illegal. Will kill you. Most beautiful thing in Hawaii. Got 10 minutes though. Keep on time. What else is dangerous in Hawaii? Like, the tourists are back. Tourists are back, so it's really fun watching the tourists, because they want to do everything dangerous. That's the first thing. They see out in the water, crashing on the rocks, splashing, and there's a rainbow in the splash. Like, this is some beautiful stuff. I know I'm high, so I see details. Like, it's crazy. It's like, look at the water. Like, this is amazing. I enjoy it from where I'm at. Tourists, they won't go touching it. They won't go like, don't go in there, you're gonna die. Don't go. Don't go. They got these monk seals. They got these monk seals. And the monk seals, it's illegal to touch the monk seals. Y'all know this? It's a big old, beautiful beast that just parks up on the sand, and they put cones around them. You know why they got the cones around the monk seal? That's not for him, that's for you. That monk seal will beat you up, like, again, like, there was this tourist telling me, like, I love the tattoos y'all have. There was this old Asian guy on the beach, full body tattoo. She was like, oh, that was the most beautiful thing I've seen. Like, you seen an old Asian guy with tattoo? Like, I don't know if you know the Asian culture, but that guy is a real gangster. Like, you know, they got the triad, the yakuza, and like only in the Asian culture, the full body tattoos, ninjas. Like, yo, that's a straight killer. He killed a whole bunch of people. He looked like an old man, but no, that's a samurai. Get away from him. Once again, it's beautiful. It will kill you. You know what else is gonna kill you? Beautiful women. Oh, beautiful women. The more crazy they are, the best better lovers they are. I'll give you that. They are great lovers, but no, you can't take them out in public. You can't. I'm sorry, ladies. Y'all here in public, but y'all are beautiful. So I know y'all crazy too. So I'm sorry. My name is Paco Loco. That's all the time I have. Give it back to Chuck Wild.
See, I told you I've been doing this a long time, yeah, so. I don't think it's, you're gonna need this public service. So, okay, guys, wait. I just want to ask you guys a question. You guys remember when, short guys, right? You see them, right? And they'd have like huge trucks, big trucks. You know what I'm saying? Like a big truck, baby truck, trying to compensate for something. Like, no ways, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. I just like trucks, and this one just happens to be big. Okay? Cool, right? We know. We caught on to that shit. The big guy, from a big truck, little guy, yeah, sure work, you know what I'm saying? I'll be at his girl's house tonight. So they got slipped, man. And they stopped going with the whole short guy with the, the big car thing. They got slick on us. They changed it around, right? Now it's, this is still new, all right? So now it's your phone. So you know when you go in public, right? You get a phone call, right? And they go, ring over. Oh, what up, guys? They ain't really just get the phone call over here. I'll call you later. All right, you always bother me. Nowadays, I don't know what kind of phone this is. Not the one I got now. The one I got now, probably gonna be carrying around a fucking schlong and pull it out, you know? Hey, you wanna use my phone right here? There you go. Hey, check out the side of the fucking screen. Hey, you wanna watch some YouTube with me, man? Come on. Last one, come on. All right. And yeah, that's just, but putting it away too is like, like, okay, all right. Okay. Guess you don't wanna watch YouTube with me. It's crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? And you might not know what kind of phone because you don't have X-ray vision, but guys who do that, they have their own kind of like they make up their own words and songs, like songs you know and love, like Elton John. You can tell everybody this is your song. I'm working at Cheeseburger B-Rock. I'm like, yeah, man, it's my song, man. Busting tables, it's fun. But too much of that same track, and your mind starts to go. I don't have a small penis, but I'm telling you, I made up this fucking song. I'm listening. I'm fucking busting tables in there, and it's like it's just fucking dead, right? So I'm like, yeah, this is the song. Like, what if you just had like a really large penis, man? And you was walking around, you can tell everybody this is my song. I know you be looking at it thinking, damn, it's so long. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind if I whip out my song. The look on your face, girl, you just been strong. All right, so you guys will get schlong more later. We got some people walking in. They look like they want to get schlong. It's been a long time.
Thank you.
All right, guys. You guys like to be the next funny person?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I don't host very much. Okay, you guys don't like it. Okay, I used to be a burglar. Okay, I know where you happy guys live, man. Julia's on her way up next. Give a big hand, a round of applause, and a big hand, and a round of applause, and a big strong welcome for Julia.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is such an awesome crowd. I'm so stoked to be here. Honestly, because I've been so lonely during this pandemic. And I was on the dating apps. Is anyone here on the dating apps? Yeah? What do we got? Which one? Well, I was on all of them, but they're so fake, I want to see true stuff on men's profiles, like their medications and fears and how much I know they cried during the first 10 minutes of Pixar's Up. Gotcha. And I am trying not to have sex on the first date, like I tend to do, but I'm so horny, I have to cock block myself in advance. So here's what I do. I don't shave my legs. I wear high-waisted cotton underwear, and if he's really hot, to make sure I don't take off my clothes, I Sharpie, "Will you marry me?" on my belly. Which turns guys off, but that's sad, because if a guy has a boner, I don't want it to go to waste. I look at it like a ripe avocado. I've got a short window of time to use it before it gets squishy. And who doesn't love guacamole? All over your face. But I am excited, guys. I did actually just get a boyfriend. Yeah! Oh, thank you so much. Well, we're about to talk about that. But and I'm super stoked. So I'm officially off the market. I mean, I was already in the clearance bin. But what's weird about having a boyfriend is now I'm super careful about what I say on stage because I want him to think I'm a saint. I want him to think I have never given a guy a blowjob in a bubble bath in my life. I mean, he's not here right now, so yeah, I did and I almost drowned. Just choking on lavender bubbles while diving for a penis, not the way I want to be remembered. So don't tell him. But I'm trying to think, what do I want to say next? Oh yeah. So I did tell him that I'd be talking about him on stage, and he was so cool about it. He's like, listen, I'm secure, say whatever you want, like, it's all good. Just be sure you tell them I have a big dick. And I was like, well, I can't just come out and say you have a big dick. What if I just tell them my butt kinda hurts? Okay, yay, that's the best time that joke's gone. Yay! Okay, new shit. So the other day I was like putting on my makeup super fast, and I was late for an appointment. I look up in the mirror and I looked amazing, like the best I've ever looked. So suddenly I was imagining that I was on a TV talk show, like being interviewed. You guys ever do this? Daydream you're a celebrity? And I was like suddenly on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert being like, oh my God, thank you so much for having me, Stephen. I'm like, I'm so stoked to be here. Oh, you think I look amazing? Me too. I mean, I just took a bath. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm still at it. Like, no, John Baptiste, you're amazing. And the audience is like, yeah. And I'm crushing this interview. And then my boyfriend knocks on the bathroom door, and he's like, hey babe, why you been in there so long? And I was like, I'm so sorry, I just like, I'll just sing this song after the commercial and then I'll be out. And he's like, okay, that's cool, no problem, I'll just pee in the plant again. I had higher hopes for that one, but this is new material. Okay, cool. My boyfriend also has a cat, and he spoils it rotten, and I think it's sweet. He even bought it a fountain. Like a real drinking fountain that you plug in and the water like circulates and cascades down. Isn't that adorable? I just want to know, where's my fucking fountain? I prefer having wine like fall down from a spigot directly into my mouth. Can my boyfriend get me one of those? Apparently not. But you know what? It's cool. I'm low maintenance. It's totally cool. I'll just buy a box of red wine, put it on a high shelf, put the box on its side, and have the wine fall into my mouth. Yeah, I don't need my boyfriend to buy me a fountain because that's reserved for his fucking cat. There was no joke there. That was just me. Thanks, man. Thank you for getting that. I really appreciate that. So Disney is shooting right now this new TV show here in Hawaii called Dugi Kamealoha MD. And on Thursday, they were shooting an episode that I was in where I was playing a dumb tourist. And my first job as an actor that I ever played was in an insurance commercial here where I played a drowning tourist. And I've been typecast. Put any adjective in front of the word tourist and I've played it. Like curious tourist, lost tourist, scared tourist, dead tourist. That was my best work. Yeah, that's okay. Lesbian tourist? Is that what I'm like projecting right now? Oh my gosh. So I've been on a diet the past few weeks, but this time it's for me. I used to go on diets to look more attractive for men till I realized my vagina works no matter what weight I'm at. And men love working vaginas. Mine still works great when I'm curvier. You might have to lift a few things to get there. But who doesn't love a treasure hunt? The guy could pretend to be a pirate and be like, I'm going to dive for the prize jewel. And the parrot on his shoulder is like, you might not make it out alive. Hi, but it'll be an orgasm for the ages. Yeah, that's right. I'll give you an orgasm because, ladies and gentlemen, my pussy works. Yeah. Thanks, guys. That's my time.
Give it up, keep it going for Julia. Julia. You know I would never make a fool of you. You guys know what movie it is from, right? Now I have to let you down my waist. You sit on my face? That was this movie. I forgot what it was called. You guys know which one it was? Tyler Perry movie. So with Gabrielle Union. Pretty good. So hey, you guys who's visiting here? You're visiting, right? Have you had any exotic things to eat yet, man? Yeah, like exotic. Like, what is your standard for like something like, yeah, I eat that, and they're like, nah, fuck that, I wouldn't eat that.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, you know, let me tell you mine. It's fucking jerk chicken. Come on, man. How can you even get excited about that? Hey, what'd you have yesterday, Chuck? Oh man, yo, you wouldn't fucking believe it. I was eating fucking jerk chicken with extra jerk sauce while I was exercising with my shake weight. How would you want to ever order jerk chicken with extra? Dude, it's like, yeah, give me some more of that stroganoff. I like the way the sauce drips down the side of my mouth. I'll have the spotted dick, please, but you're not in England. I'll have it anyway. You know? Yeah. I like manly things, like Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. I'm like, yo, it's like, is it Twit, like, is Twitter short for like Twit, like a fool, like a lunatic? Kind of just, I'm a Twit. I would make a social media account. It would be like my own. I would make instead of a Twitter account, which you sound like a bird, you know what I'm saying? You know what you do today, Chuck, man? I tweeted my friend 25 times. I retweeted him back, and then his friend retweeted me, and we all had a great big retweet laugh. I'm like, I would make a Twitter account. You know what I'm saying? Think of all the fun you'll have retweeting those messages. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so what you do, Chuck, man? For the first hour right after I woke up, I was swatting. And then after that, I had to go down the hall and retweet from last night. It was crazy. Some message, somebody didn't get it. And then I had to go retweet the one I just got. Then, no, man, it's been a rough day for me. It's only been an hour. Right? Water account? You would want one, right? You wouldn't want a Twitter account? Yeah, man. Twitter, man.
Twitter.
Yeah, kind of, those like switch slides. I got a Twitter account. You know my account number? No, I'm taking Facebook and it works now. My name is Chuck Wild, guys, and this is the beginning of a little bit of a crazy fun night here. Thanks to Paco Loco for having us all out here, and yeah, I'll be right back there. Okay, I got the list. It's official. Guys, give it up. A big round of applause for Val's friends, because I thought they were here looking for black guys. I'm like, the only one here. It don't happen. No, I'm kidding. They're here already. Here, see Val. Val, come on up. Big round of applause.
What's up? I'm back again. I was here last week, and it was really funny because sitting right there, we were talking about hinge dates. I had a hinge date. He was right there. We were making eye contact, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? How are you? Yeah, totally into comedy. Yeah." Then I come out here, and I'm like, "Holy fuck, he's there!" And he's just, I'm like, oh, I'm telling my whole story. I'm like, I did tell you everything about me last time I was here, and he's not here this week. So I'm wondering if, you know, he's like, I don't know if I want to meet that Val girl again. But anyway, long story short, my name is Val. I got to Hawaii in October. I'm super stoked to be here. Like I fell in love immediately. I look around, I'm like, holy shit, everybody's like my uncle, my auntie, like what the fuck? And I run, they're convinced, like, you're local, right? Like, what high school you go to? It's like Spring High School in Texas. They're like, what? You're from Texas? I was like, I know, it was terrible, man. I grew up in Texas, and people looked at me and they're like, what are you? I'm like, I'm a Filipino. They're like, what is that, like a type of pepper? I was like, no, it's an archipelago of islands off the Philippines, you know, it's a couple of islands. You might hear of it. Or you could go in the hospital, and chances are there's a Filipino nurse wiping your ass. So you're welcome. I am the product of Filipino nurses. Shocking. And when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I want to be a graphic designer, I want to be an engineer, I want to be an astronaut. What did I pick? Nursing. So I too am a Filipino nurse. Yes, thank you, professional ass wiper. I just found out she was a nurse practitioner. Fucking like we have been we've been wiping a lot of ass this past year. The pandemic has been no joke, and everyone's like hurting. I can tell. Everyone's hurting, and there's a lot of like people angry at each other, and you know, getting stuck in quarantine with people that you don't really like when you start to find out like, maybe we don't get along. You just want to escape. So I think all that shit's coming out. But there's one thing that we all have in common, all of us, despite everything that's going on. It's shit, like literally shit. And when I mean shit, like literal doo-doo, okay? If you act like you don't shit, then you need to let that shit go because that's a medical condition. And we actually have to admit you to the hospital and do some random things down there that you don't want to know. Well, I mean, you know, there's a weird stuff that's going on now, like the hydrotherapy. You know, they're like, yeah, you know, this new age shit where we put a tube up your butthole and then we shh. I'm like, yeah, I feel so zen all of a sudden. Yeah, because I cleaned out my colon and now I can see the whole world through all the different colors and phases. You know what that is in the hospital? You know, that's an enema, okay? Like, that's not a big fucking deal. We go in, we're like, okay, well, this guy in room number 27, he's full of shit. So, corpsman, I should go into that. Corpsman. What the fuck is a corpsman? If you're not in the military, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a medic. Yeah, right, medic, you're a medic. No, to add another level of my Filipino-ness, I am a Navy nurse. Holy fuck, it's like Super Saiyan level. When I first joined the Navy, I walked into San Diego and I looked around and I was like, holy fuck, everybody looks like me. Walking around Balboa, like, oh yeah, you know, Filipino jeep over there. What's a Filipino jeep? What the fuck is that? Like, oh, you know, the one with the anchor and the walking around, hey, excuse me, where's your chit? Did you turn in your chit? What's my chit? What's that? I don't know what that is. And I had no idea that there was a huge history of Filipinos in the Navy. I mean, go figure, right? You're a group of islands in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and then World War II happens, and Filipinos like, oh yeah, let's go join and fight the bad guys, you know, we have to fight the Japanese and do the things. But then they're like, oh yeah, and then we get to go to America and live our best lives. And what do? We choose nursing. Yeah. So I'm happy to have done my job in nursing because there's a lot of things that I've learned about people, about where you come from, you know, having like empathy and feeling everyone. But the thing that I enjoyed the most in my career so far in the Navy is I got to go on this survival school. So going back to shit, I went to the survival school in Washington. It's called SEER. It's Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. All those phases you got to go through. I'm like, okay, cool, right? I'm gonna, run away from the bad guys and hide in the mountains and do all this cool shit. And I was like, this is so fun. I'm hiking up the mountain and really hating life, but I'm really loving it. I swear it's so cool. But up in the Washington State, it was really cool to see all the colors and all this shit. But when you're out in the field, you're eating these things in the military called meals ready to eat, MREs, right? If anyone knows what that is, it's shit in a box, yeah, and the best one's chili mac. I always fight for the chili mac. You rip those open, you're like, okay, what do you want to do? You want to trade for the tuna and I'll get the chili mac? And yeah. So I wheeled and dealed, I was throughout SEER school, I was like, I want to make sure I get the best MRE. So what do I got to do? Like, I'll change my socks for your, toothpick. I don't know what the fuck. So I ended up with a chili mac at the end of it. The last day, this is our escape phase. And I was like, fuck yes, the best meal. I'm going to be running up a mountain. It'll be great. So I mixed together all the MREs. I'm eating it that morning. And all of a sudden they go, woo, woo, get the fuck out of here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm like, no, I'm eating my chili mac. No, this is the best meal. And I'm like, fuck, okay. So my stomach is like, yeah, we gotta go. It's time to survive, right? It's fight or flight, fight or flight. Your body is supposed to, in fight or flight, everything vasoconstricts. So that means your tubes get a little tight, your pupils get constricted, and your gut shuts down. You're like, okay, gotta fucking survive. Run away from the saber-toothed tiger. Well, my body was like, fuck you, Val. You ate chili mac and you didn't let me enjoy it. So I'm putting on my pack. I'm like, okay, let's run. They're like, get the Americans. Get the Americans. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. And I'm running up the mountain with my team. Two other pilots. They were Air Force pilots. And I'm running with them. Like, guys, we gotta go. And like, we're like hiding against the mountain. And I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. They have like, Air Force is big about this. They have helicopters flying around. They have dogs. And I'm like, and I know it's all a game, but in my head, I'm like, I'm playing the game. And my body was like, I'm playing the game too. Watch this survival tactic. And I was like, oh God. We get up to the top of the mountain, and all of a sudden, you know that feeling when you're like, oh no, fuck, it's like a fucking tension in your stomach, and it feels like somebody's like twisting a tourniquet right in your stomach. That's what I felt. It's like, oh god, and you're like, you pucker your butthole, and you're like, no, no, and I'm like trying to hurry, and like, guys, I have to go. They're like, what? No, where are you going? I was like, I gotta go. So I'm getting off to the side, right, and now, because we had climbed the mountain's like this way. I'm like, fuck, where do I go? So I take off my pants, I'm trying to hurry, oh, and I found a log, perfectly angled log. I was like, I need a place to squat, and I don't want my doo-doo to touch my butt. So I'm gonna go on this log, and that will be fine, right? That makes sense. So I'm gonna go on this log, so I'm like, ripping off my buckles as fast as I can. And you know, always when that happens to you, you're like walking in a Walgreens and all of a sudden you got shit, but you make it just in time. You always wonder, what would have happened if I ran into Grandpa? He's like, hey, let me tell you a little bit about my arthritis. You're like, fuck, if I had just 2 more seconds, I would have shit my pants. Well, I got it. I got on that log, and I'm ready. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Okay, there's a little branch here. All right, here we go. Like full-on spray. Oh no! They're gonna find us! My trumpets are going. And I'm like, oh god, hold on, when will it end? When will it end? The branch that I was holding on to, and the final, like, it broke, and I'm like, no! I'm sliding down the log, and I'm like trying desperately not to fall into my doo-doo, but instead, I collected a collection of splinters in my asshole, and I'm like, that's fine. It's fine, I didn't lay in my doo-doo, but I got splinters in my butt. I probably look like a porcupine running around like, So I'm like, fuck, okay, I look over the carnage, and like, shit, the dogs are gonna find us. They're gonna find my doo-doo. They're like, what did she do here? And I was like, I'll just cover it up, do my little shovel. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, let's go, right? Put my buckle back on, and I'm like, okay. The 2 girls that I was with were like, oh, what happened over there? Well, you know, I had disaster pants, and we just gotta go. We gotta move because time is running out, and the helicopters are coming back, and we gotta go. So you're running, and I can just feel my splinters just rubbing against my butt cheek. I'm like, this is so terrible. So anyway, we make it, we survive, it's great, and I just, you know, I think back, I'm like, man, everybody probably has a shit story like this, right? And the thing about shit is that figuratively and literally, you should share your shit. Right? Shit actually saves people's lives, no doubt. There's a condition in the hospital setting called C. diff. It's the scariest shit. Guess what? You know what the cure for C. diff is? A shit transplant, a stool transplant. Yes, that's correct. If I share my doo-doo, I could save your life. Literally and figuratively. We put doo-doo down the tube, and all of a sudden, your shit is saved, right? So I encourage everybody to share your shit figuratively, literally. Do not share COVID. Just share your shit. Talk about stuff. It's weird times here in the last 2020 and 21, and here in Hawaii. Thankful for coming out here and giving this a go. My name's Val again. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Yo, keep it going, keep it going. Damn, I gotta take a shit now. For real, man. Hey, speaking about that, did you guys know that farts are actually good for your health? Smelling them is good for your health. And the more pungent they are, the better. Something to do with the methane, and then it kind of gets, and I don't know, but like, I don't know if I wasn't feeling too good. But hey, Paco, you want to eat some of this cabbage, man? I'm not feeling too good, huh? No, that's disgusting. How many of you guys smoke weed out here? This audience, man. I do. You know, I've been smoking weed for a long time, so like I've been self-medicating, I guess, before it was like, oh, it's medical. Well, it was medical already, you know what I'm saying? So like I didn't go to the doctor for like 20 years. I didn't need to. I just smoke weed. You got a headache, I'm gonna smoke some weed. You're depressed, I'm gonna smoke some weed. You know what I'm saying? Butt hurt? Nope, never that, but I will smoke some weed. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I go and I'm in Connecticut. And I meet this lady over there, nice lady, right? So she goes, you know, Charles, she didn't call me Chuck. You know, Charles, we're all getting a little older. Well, we must take care of ourselves, go to the doctor, get really good physicals. When was the last time you had a physical? I'm like, oh man, about 20 years ago. But I'm healthy as a fucking horse. Right? She said, well, you know, so I'll just let them. So we go to the doctor, right? We go in there before he even starts anything. Because, you know, you see those movies where, like, yeah, they go to the doctor and fucking, you know, they stick a finger out. I'm like, they don't even do that shit no more. I'm walking. I'm like, well, I'm telling you, that's on TV, man. They're scaring you with that shit. What doctor's gonna stick his finger up your ass and be like, yeah, you're healthy. No, I can tell you that. It's easier, right? So anyway, I go inside the doctor's office, right? Just a regular thing, you know. I expect him. He's gonna have to hold my genitalia. I'm gonna have to call him a few times. You know what I'm saying? You know, get it over with, okay? You know, not too long. You know what I'm saying? Feels good. And so I thought we're done. Ready to go off. All right, doc. Right on. Cool, man. So they go, wait, Charles. I want you to drop your pants a little more and grab your touch your knees. I'm like, that's kind of a sick game of Twister, but what are we doing this for? He's like, well, I gotta check you, right? So yeah, he ended up fucking sticking his finger in my ass, man. He pulled it off real quick though, like almost like I wanted him to pull out faster. So like I went outside, my lady's friend like, are you all right? Is everything okay? How did your doctor's appointment go? I'm like, because I asked the doctor, I said, hey doc, so what's your prognosis? Like, you know, he said, you're healthy as a horse. I said, I fucking told you that before you put your finger in my ass. Come on, man. And he did. Listen. We got outside, right? And my lady's friend like, well, what's up? I'm like, well, you know, I told her the story. I said, I feel kind of violated though. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't get any like lunch or anything like that. He sent me a flower. And they asked for my number. You know what I'm saying? And I left there feeling like I've been kind of violated. You know what I'm saying? So they just stuck their finger in my ass. You know? I really got pissed off because fucking I had to pay for it, so I'm like really fucking mad. You know, really didn't have a good time. I didn't have a good time over at that doctor's office, I'll tell you what. But you guys will have a good time with Miss Jessica coming up on stage right now. Jessica Rabbit. Woo, you.
Give it up for Chuck Lyle. You know, he talks about those kind of exams. I promise we try to avoid them. Like my rule that says no boto nani or akole on my schedule before 9 a.m. I swear that's the rules. We don't enjoy it. So I'm going to start with a real PSA that you really need to know. If you go to the bathroom, it's downstairs. Make sure you check the light. I went down last night, and had I not already been sitting on the toilet, I would have peed myself because the light, as I'm thinking, God help me, don't let the light turn off. I'm going to die. The light turns off. And I'm like, oh my God. I really think it's the ghost of all the comedians who have died on stage. Little parts of them all gathered up and were fucking with me last night. I swear that's what it was. You know, whatever works. I got an interesting thought on everything, so whatever. Mess with me a little more. As long as you're not coming out and do something that could kill me, you know. It works, but you know, that's my life. Pretty much everything is, did I mean to do that? Or no, that wasn't my fault? Or something like that. You know, have any of you seen the movie Dude, Where's My Card? Yeah, so I had an almost episode of that, but it was Dude, Where's My Card? Yeah, we've all had that moment. You're out and you can't find your card. Yeah, what do, right? So my first thought is check my purse, check my phone case, because I'll stick it in there sometimes. Check anything I had on me, can't find it. So I go online and I start checking for charges. I'm like, okay, the last charge was an Uber ride. I'm like, okay, that could be me. That's probably from me doing it from the Uber app. So the next charge before that, I'm a little questionable on. It was a strip club. I was like, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? That could have been me. But right before that was Uber. And right before that was McDonald's. I was like, fuck, it's probably all me. God, we know it was me because it was McDonald's. Yeah. And then before it gets better, because before that was another Uber and the tab at the bar I was at. And I'm sort of like, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say the other charge that was in between there. It was the Love Shack. Yeah. Went home alone though, obviously. But I'm like, you know, maybe I should just call the bank and tell them my card's missing. Because, you know, somebody really might be making these charges that might not have been me. Because I don't have anything from the Love Shack like in my possession. So obviously somebody else made that charge. So I'm on the phone with them and they're reviewing the charges with me, and the representative is like, you know, ma'am, I really think these are your charges. Really? Why? Because we've had charges like this on your card before.
Okay, so maybe it is. And then I get the like rude awakening. It's like a ninja kick to the head. It's a man. He's like, man. And you know this is hurting him more than it's hurting me. He is looking at me, saying, well, not looking at me. He's like talking and saying, there's a note on your account. I'm like, oh shit. How bad is this? There's a note on my account. And he stutters a little bit. You know, there's like this brief silence. Goes on for a minute. Man, check your bra. He's like, what the fuck? You're talking about my bra? Like, you're like something wrong with you. He's like, ma'am, I swear I didn't want to say that to you, but it's in your file. Check your bra. I reach in. Bingo! I got my card. That's exactly where it was at. Yes. But I'm a little bit upset that the card company knows this. You know, that means I've had to call them more than once with my dude, where's my card moment. Yeah. I'm going to blame that on my friends or whoever else let me go out alone. That's why it's now on the no-no list. I'll have a no-no list. Does anybody here else have a no-no list? You've either devised it yourself or your friends have devised it or in combo. You're not allowed to do these things. I got a long one. Yeah. Never going out alone again. That's one of them. My daughter had to add one to it. And she's a little debatable about me telling people about it. I'm not allowed to ever call anybody a motherfucker. Ever. I know, I'm sorry. I'm telling. Yeah, we were at a place playing pool, and I didn't know she had overheard me telling somebody else about somebody else I had slept with at one point. It's this young guy, and we're playing pool together. And he does something that pisses me off. And next thing I know, I'm saying, you motherfucker, and she's laughing so hard she rolls off into the floor. She's like, oh, he is a motherfucker. I'm like, so I'm not allowed to use that word anymore. Except tonight, of course, I got her permission to use that one. Yeah, exactly. I can talk about this one. There's ones on the list I'm not even supposed to tell you about. The court says I'm not supposed to. Just a little bit, but I thought he was in college when I was tutoring him. I did not realize he was younger. He looked older. And you know, who are we to argue? Like, he went from F's to A's. Can't really tell you how I got him to do that because I could get in trouble if I tell you. But hey, it worked, you know, whatever. But that's just a couple of the ones on my no-no list. You know, the other ones are less debatable. I really think that one could be not on the list. It shouldn't be. I did my job and a little extra. Yeah. Other ones I'm very agreeable with. I'm not allowed to watch the candy bag, especially if the candy is actually edibles and I don't know about it. That shit got real. Like really real. Yeah. At least it wasn't laxatives. Could have been way worse. Like, whoa. Thinking about her story, I'm like, oh, that would have been so bad. Yeah. But, you know, I'm agreeable to this one. I won't watch the candy bag, especially when I'm designated driver. And I don't want to fight with the little lady at the window that nearly come out and kicked my ass at McDonald's for yelling at her because she didn't have ice cream when I wanted it. No more of those moments. I won't even debate that. But, you know, the other one I'm not allowed to do is I'm not allowed to take a bet from anybody or bet anybody. Because it always goes wrong. Yeah. Only flashed a cop once. See, I learned my lesson. I won't bet a midget again. Never, ever again. But you know, I also learned another lesson that night. Midgets are fast as hell. I swear, like he's my friend, so I can call him that because other people get a little offended when I say that word midget. I'm like, no, that's his preferred vernacular. Like, no. I'm telling the cop about this. I'm like, dude, it was the midget's fault. He dared me to do it. I didn't know you were going to be a cop. And he's like, man, how much have you had to drink? I have not drank tonight. And I'm telling this story again. Ma'am, what kind of drugs you been doing tonight? None, I swear. And then the cop starts laughing and I look over my shoulder. You little motherfucker. Really? And he's coming around. And see, I used the word I thought I was supposed to. I know. But like, dude, they're fast. That's why there's no pot of gold at the rainbows. Like, they're little fast fuckers. Like, gone in 25 seconds. Yeah, he was leaving me hanging there. Like, only to, yeah. Okay. Second time I almost flashed a cop. That was in the car. That's when I was sort of teaching her how to change your top without getting arrested while driving on Big Island. Yeah, that worked out really well. I didn't get in trouble until I thought about it. I was like, probably shouldn't have taught my daughter how to do that. Should never teach her how to take her clothes off behind the wheel of a moving vehicle, ever. But the same day, got the most amazing lesson. Do you know Big Island has the biggest turkeys I've ever seen? Really? Anybody ever been here to see them? All I could think was, oh my God, yummy. I want to eat turkey now. That little, he like gobbled so loud that I'm thinking, he's probably thinking, oh, what the hell, he's gonna eat me. No, he's like a us. I'm like, I swear, I won't eat you. Yeah, I teach her all kind of bad stuff. And she still comes. Doesn't hate me too much, although last weekend I thought she was gonna shave my head or my eyebrows or both because I drug her in on things without her permission. But as you see, I still got both. Yay. She did, is it still going? She really messed it. Okay. But I get easily distracted. I have attention deficit disorder. It's like, phew, shit went all off. And then I look over here, I say that, and I see her over there, and I'm like thinking about that story. And I'm like, I have proof that 2020 is not the shittiest year ever. I was walking from my house, got about maybe 2 miles away, and I had this really bad feeling. I'm like, oh God, I need to fart. I'm like, okay, there's nobody here, we can let it go. And my inner voice says, don't do it. And I'm like, no, you just don't understand. It's gotta happen. Yeah, my inner voice yelled at me this time. It says, prunes. You ate prunes. I'm like, oh. I did exactly what she said, that butt, it just got all clenched together, and like for 2 miles, I'm like trying to hold it in. Yeah, that was proof that 2020 was not the shittiest year ever, because that happened before the new year. I was like, I made it all the way home before the explosion. Whew, yes. So we'll see if Chuck Wild can bring himself in here. Oh, he's still here.
Where's you guys now? Give it up for Jessica. She gets finer every week. I don't know how she does it. Mind you, I started drinking so much, so yeah. She's a really nice lady. What are you guys leaving already? Okay, all right.
You're the only audience.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's all you get. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So you guys enjoying yourself so far tonight? Good? Sorry, man. Hey, I just gotta let you know, man. I went over there and I sat next to your lady, and I was about to tell her some crazy shit. I was about to say, look, man, listen, woman. Now, me and you can go out, and you can bring your man with you, but you gotta get his own coffee. I'm only paying for you. I'm only hosting comedy, so not. I can get your coffee, no cream. Just the coffee, okay? Just enough for the cup and the coffee. That's it. No, I'm really not broke. No, I'm not. So, let's see. I've been smoking weed for a while. Glad I started because there's a smiling, friendly face out there that can feel good. So I've been smoking weed for a while, right? And self-medicating. But I was watching on TV the other day. Sometimes I watch a lot of TV, right? So I see this thing. It's like something Fufungal or something like that. It's like if you are afraid to take off your shoes at the beach because your feet are so jacked up, your toes can cut steaks and put the Ginsu 2000 knives to shame, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, come on, I got a little bit of thing on this. Like, you got some foot fungus, right? Like, so they say, but you can take this pill. And in 30 days, no, 29 days actually, your foot fungus will be gone. You'll be going naked at the beach with your little tootsies all strolling out, getting a tan, right? You'll be like, oh my goodness, I finally get to go to the beach, show off my feet, this is great, You got me jacked up, but I'm good and I'm glad now I'm free. And then they tell you the side effects. Yeah, sure, 30 days, 29, side effects include painful, swelling, foot infection, which you're trying to get rid of some foot fungus right now. You got thoughts of suicide, like anal leakage. I'm like, yo, dude, I just want to get rid of the foot fungus. That's all I want to do. Well, I feel like I'm holding over here by myself. You know what I don't like though? Where are you going? Girl, what's in your pocket? You know what I really hate? I really hate, I know, yeah. Isn't that kind of rude, man? You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to go say something to him. But you know, I'm black. I gotta say something. Hey, guys. We are having a freaking comedy show here.
Yes.
Get us socializing and lollygag. Get your asses back in here, man.
Get him, Chuck.
Come on, man. Hey, he told me to do it. I didn't want to. This guy, what do you think? Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, you don't want to smoke cigarettes anyway, exactly.
Yeah.
Right after I get done this, I'm gonna go smoke cigarettes. So thank you guys for coming back in. You guys are awesome. And yes, okay, that's our show for the night. Thank you guys.
Yes.
We'll just practice on each other.
Okay, here we go. All right, so I know you guys want to hear more about me. You will later on. But I'm gonna bring on Jeff. Jeffrey, Jeffrey, come on up there, brother.
Yeah.
I got it. Unless you want to.
Thank you. Yeah, so let's get to this part real quick. Yes, I'm really fucking old. When I was 5 years old, my parents had to invent dirt just so I had something to play in. Okay? My birth certificate is made out in Roman numerals. And when I was born, the doctor spanked me with a fucking club. Okay? Now, you might not think you need to know this, but I'm telling you, you will need to know this someday. You know you're really fucking old. When life without parole doesn't scare you anymore. Think about it. Free room, free food, free clothes. You don't have to make your own meals, wash your own dishes, do your own laundry. If you do that, it's a fucking job. You get paid. Free medical, free dental, free postage stamps, free envelopes, free haircuts. Hell, you even get your fucking stimulus check in prison. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go out and shoot somebody just for the fucking lifetime benefits, man. Okay, a little late there, but I'll take it. Okay, any sports fans here tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, I went to a party recently, and I was a little late, so when I got there, all the guys were in the living room talking about sports, because they're guys, okay? They were arguing about which sport is the best to watch, of all things. And one guy said, it's football, man, it's rough. It's tough. It's war on the gridiron. The other guy, no man, it's basketball. It's finesse. It's high scoring. Another guy, no, I tell you, it's baseball. Strategy and athleticism. So football guy turns to me and says, Chuck, what sport do you like to watch? Football, basketball, or baseball? I said, hey man, you got the wrong guy. I like to watch women's volleyball.
That's right! I just said that! Women's volleyball! The beach volleyball!
Yeah. But football guys like, what? Women's volleyball, man? What? You fucking gay or something?
Nope, there ain't nothing gay about that.
No. And I'm like, dude, I like to watch buff young women in tight spandex
Hell yeah.
jump up and down.
Yes.